catch you live. You know, I should really hit on the microchip story that I covered in depth yesterday. Saudi Arabia tried to patent a chip out of Germany that had a cyanide drop in a GPS server so that they could basically drug and dose you to death whenever they felt like it. Verichip is now talking about receptors and sensors on their chips that will find out whether you're susceptible to a pandemic and decide what kind of antibiotics you need and the whole nine, really a nightmare scenario. And it's gotten even smaller. The size of a grain of rice wasn't big enough. It used to be 11 millimeters. They shaved 3 off that. It's down to 8. So the technology is here. They're openly talking about everybody taking one. They're openly talking about a world currency. And eventually they want that world currency to be biometrically implanted in your arm. Very scary, if not in your head. Even scarier. All right, let's go to Willow in North Carolina. Willow, you're on the line.
Hi, Jason.
How are you?
I'm good. I have a question about the Codex Alimentarius.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think that's something that will be signed into law?
Yeah, they're already implementing it. All right, by 2012, I don't know if all the nutrients are actually going to be out of our food, but they are working towards that. I mean, I know that's a very scary subject, and it's kind of like under the radar because you don't hear about it much, and a lot of people don't even understand what it is, but it's government regulation of all food and drink, basically everything that you will ingest. And it's scary to me when I read headlines about Australia now just having nothing but GMO food, and it's going to be mixed in with the real food, and no one's going to know. And if you want non-GMO food, well, you're going to have to pay extra for it. And then in this country, they have 2 separate bills in Congress right now where they're going to ban organic farming, making it even more difficult for small farmers to give us good food. So, yeah, I think it is something we need to worry about. I think it's something that we need to expose on a large level. Whether or not they'll get it all implemented over the next 3 years is another question. I think it's going to be awfully difficult. Remember, these guys are always behind on their plans because of people like Alex Jones and myself reporting on it, and that small resistance, that small populace that keeps fighting. Go ahead.
Yes. And also, too, I would like to ask, I can't see the sun anymore. It's like a permanent haze all the time, and it'll be clear on the other side, and all the way around the sun is just like there's like some powdery, puffy stuff. And I noticed on my pond there's white stuff floating on top, and my cats, they're losing their fur, and my horses, they're not acting right anymore. And the water.
Well, I would say this: I would check the water. You know, I would send if you're really serious about what's going on. Take samples of your water, send them out to CaliforniaSkywatch.com. Rosalind Peterson is there, and she does a lot of great work. It sounds like chemtrails to me. I can't be sure because I don't have the stuff in front of me, and I'm not a scientist, but she really gets the stuff analyzed, and I'll bet dollars to donuts that you have heavy metals in your water, you have aluminum oxide, barium, and it probably is these disgusting little chemtrails that they openly talk about they're going to use to stop global warming, along with a carbon tax for all of us. It's very convenient. I thank you for the call. Let's go to Dustin in Ohio. Dustin, you're on the line.
Hey, Bermas, how's it going?
Good, man.
All right, a couple points here. Number one, I want to thank you guys. Actually, it was you on the Loose Change video when you guys first produced it and it first aired on YouTube, Google, and all the other sites.
Cool.
5-6 years ago, what woke me up was the point where the plane went into the side of the Pentagon. I went around telling people, how you can't fit a 150-foot wide plane into a 40-foot hole. I mean,
if it's even 40 feet, I would say that the main hole is somewhere between 16 and 20 feet, if that. And then you have this, what looks like lower damage, but the plane's wingspan would be another 25 feet on each side, about 50 feet more. And then there's no marks from the tail section that seems to have magically disappeared. And there's no tail section on the lawn of the Pentagon either. It's very bizarre.
Right, and that doesn't have anything to do with conspiracy theory. That's simple physics for all for everybody out here that's listening to is on the fence. Anyway, the reason I called was the RFID chip. You mentioned it just a second ago. That's exactly why I called. I just came across it on rawstory.com, or I believe that's where it's at. I don't know if you guys had it up. I hadn't had a chance to check it out, but the cyanide-laced or tipped RFID chip, just like Aaron Russo was saying 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's something we've talked about for years. I mean, I think that they were going to openly announce that they were going to try to patent one with cyanide. I did not think that. But they always do it from somebody who's already perceived in the U.S. mind or the U.K. mind as evil. See, it's all from Saudi. The evil Saudi Arabians are going to put cyanide in the chip, not the Americans. We love you. But just the idea that you could put a small amount of cyanide in a microscopic chip the size of a grain of rice that you can then trigger through GPS to kill a person is utterly nightmarish, and I don't understand why people can't see past that and get over the fact we shouldn't be chipping ourselves. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like with the gun, the Second Amendment, the right to carry guns.
Mm-hmm.
People have to understand it's not a privilege to carry a gun. It's a right. We are supposed to carry guns to fight against an oppressive government. That's what the amendment is for. It's not so you can go hunt antelope. It's not so you can go shoot soda cans out of the backyard. It's to fight an oppressive government. These times like this right now, when Obama and his regime is taking $12.5 trillion, these are the times as to why the forefathers created the amendments for us to fight back and not sit here watching Roseanne Barr and Oprah Winfrey for 10 hours a day. People need to wake up before our time has passed, because once this spills out, you cannot put it back into the bottle. We can't do it. We have to fight now. You cannot wait.
No, I agree. And, with all these exercises and these DHS reports coming out, and now City Year emerging as this new AmeriCorps group, this new Give Act group that they're really going to get behind to bring in the youth, and they're wearing fascist Nazi colors, red, white, and black. We better wake up, and we better wake up soon. Do not let your children enroll in this program. Like we said, we had somebody call in who served in City Year and AmeriCorps, and he had not seen the transformation from what it was to what it is in only a few months, and he had to admit, wow, this is very militaristic. I wonder if he's the same guy that commented on the Infowarrior.com saying, no, the AmeriCorps is great, it's actually a good program. Well, again, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I thank you for the call, Dustin. Let's go to Alex in North Carolina. Alex, you're on the line. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to raise a red flag here. There's this website called voteworldgovernment.org.
Okay.
And they're trying to implement the New World Order legally.
Okay. Is this the group of authors, like the 45 authors that have signed on to this thing? Is that them?
No, there's over 9,000 people who have voted on it.
Oh, really? Well, what's
yes.
What's the website?
voteworldgovernment.org.
And who are some of the big proponents of this? In other words, the big signatures on there, the front page people.
I don't know, but they have a quote from Albert Einstein on the top of the website.
And what is that quote?
It's the quote was saying that the only way for world peace is for a world government or something like that.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, you know what? They've been talking about this for years and years and years, and it will be the real, I guess, the crescendo for the New World Order if they're able to actually achieve world government.
What they're actually saying is that they want to give the sovereignty of the nation states to the United Nations, and I replied with a video called United Nations, a look into the future.
Yeah, that's produced by the John Birch Society, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've seen that one. It's actually a very good documentary.
Yeah, I replied to that.